This year I sewed a lot of things, 38 things to be precise. Some things surprised me, some things ended up being absolute wardrobe superstars, and a small few handful of things ended up on the sewing dumpster fire. Rightfully so. Today I'm sharing with you the best of 2025, the fabric, the patterns, the makes that genuinely have earned their place in the Ripper Seams Hall of Fame. It's award season, grab a drink and let's check out what exceeded my sewing expectations this year. And welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate and this is Ripper Seams. It's the end of 2025 and what better way to see out my sewing year than with a good old-fashioned awards ceremony. Well, whilst I've been out poorly, I have taken the opportunity just to have a look back at all my makes for this year. I counted 38, which I think is a pretty good number. I'm sure there's a few extra ones in there lurking, which maybe didn't just immediately cross my mind, but I think 38's a pretty good total. And when I was looking through all the wonderful things I'd made this year, some things stood out as absolute superstars, and I thought I'd share them with you just in case it might inspire you for your future makes. So why not create an award ceremony and make a bit of a fanfare out of it, because I'm really proud of my makes this year, even the dud ones. So I have made a selection of obvious categories, some not so obvious categories, and also have a little bit of a wrap up of the year at the end. So without further ado, let's kick off this award ceremony with finding out who the winners are in each of the different clothing categories. So the very first category we're going to award is for tops, because this is my biggest category. I made 7 tops this year. Mixed results across the board there, but a couple really stood out. So for tops, we're talking about general tops. So tops that you wear with jeans or with pants or skirts or so on. So not kind of over things, so not like jackets or sweatshirts or anything. So just nice tops, okay? Now I do have a runner-up for this one, and it's quite a recent make, and that is the Mia top by Jolie Lab. I only just shared this a couple of videos ago, but I'm absolutely in love with this particular make. The color, the fabric, the sparkle, but the actual pattern itself was an absolute dream to make. A little bit tricky because it is fully lined and fully enclosed hems down the bottom. Had to have some proper brain mental gymnastics to figure it all out. Got there in the end, but ultimately this top is an absolute winner. This sequin fabric, it's got a velour underneath, so it's got a really nice weight. It hangs really nicely, looks fantastic with jeans, and it looks fantastic with slacks, so you can really dress it up, dress it down. I'm going to be wearing this on Christmas Day this year, because who doesn't want to sparkle on Christmas Day? It's fully lined, and yeah, I'm just overall over the moon with this one. But this is the runner-up. Let's take a look at the winner. So my winner is my Effie blouse, which I made for the Sew April Blouse Challenge. Now, this is a blouse I think I've made 3 times now, and I will continue to make because the pattern itself is great. It's a style art pattern, but I think it's a really nice versatile top. This one in particular is just, I've worn it so many times. It is my staple go to the office top. I get compliments every single time I wear it. It's, everyone just loves it. In particular is this beautiful fabric Godmother. It's a viscose crepe, so it's just a really lovely drapey fabric, but the print is absolutely divine. Spent a lot of time choosing which motifs I wanted to be placed. It needed to be very symmetrical, and I think I got it spot on. It's quite a simple silhouette. There's nothing really fancy going on. There's a couple of bust darts, but the drama is all in the sleeves. There are 3/4 sleeves and this big ruffle. So my Effie blouse by Stylark in this fabric Godmother print. It is my favorite thing in my wardrobe, pretty much, especially in the tops category. So this is our winner for tops for 2025. Next up is the dress category, one of my favorite categories of all time, and I made 6 of them this year. Funnily enough, the runner-up for dresses is actually what I'm wearing today, and that is the Hope dress by Stylark. And this isn't even one I've shown you this year. I have somehow managed to not put this dress on Instagram or featured it on YouTube considerably. As I mentioned, this is the Hope dress by Stylark, and I've just worn this heaps. It's been an absolute staple. It's a really nice loose dress, and I've made it out of this lovely leopard print viscose from Rainbow Fabrics. It's a lovely bright color. It's nice and floaty, and it's been an absolute godsend in the warmer weather this year. I think I might do another Hope dress for 2026 because it's such an easy make, but you get really great results. But this is the runner-up. It's not even the winner. The winner is my Naomi dress, which funnily enough is also by Style Arc. This Naomi dress was absolutely fabulous over summer. I wore it non-stop. I love the fact that it is a full maxi length dress. The V-neck here dipped just the right amount without showing off too much, and I love these big voluminous sleeves as well. Of course, we've got a lovely tie waist detail here. It's light, it's floaty. I've made it in this viscose. This is a Crafty Pie gingham viscose as well. Yeah, I just wore it heaps, and again, I got heaps of compliments on it, and I will continue to wear it for years to come. So next category up is the bottoms. So anything that is shorts, pants, trousers, skirts, all of those fit into that bottoms category. And I only made 4 this year, which makes sense because, to be honest, I'm a little bit scared of making bottoms, but I'm getting better. And I know that because I have made some absolute winners. It was actually quite hard to choose. But runner-up might be a surprise because it is actually my magic pants here. If you have not yet watched my magic pants video, please do so. A lot of people have. A lot of people have really enjoyed it and discovered how awesome these pants are. They have got this hidden stretchy panel in there. It fluctuates with your body as it goes up and down over the month. They're incredibly comfortable and they're just amazingly well made. They are such a genius pair of pants. I am definitely in 2026 going to make some less bright colored pairs for sure. I've got some really nice striped denim. I've got some nice linen ready to go. Just got to find the time. But yeah, runner up is going to be my magic pants. But Kate, what could possibly knock those magic pants off of top spot? It is surprising and I was amazed, but my favorite pair of pants this year were these ones here. This is a simplicity pattern. These pants are amazing and I have worn them so much since they came off my sewing machine. These here are Simplicity 9785. They are a cargo style pant. They come with 3 different views, but these are so blooming comfortable and the style is perfect. They fit like a dream. Now there is a story behind why I made these because my husband and I went away for our anniversary to Bath. We had a really nice time in Bath. Bath is a wonderful city. I want to go back there again. But you know what? We went shopping. I very rarely go clothes shopping and we went to Zara. It's been such a long time since I've been to Zara. Generally don't like buying fast fashion, but they had some nice pieces in there and ultimately I can't sew everything. But I tried on a really nice pair of kind of olive green cargo pants. It was tencel. They were lovely silky, oh, felt amazing. Anyway, I love these pants, but they ruined it. There was some sort of weird tie closure at the front, which meant they just didn't fit properly. They kept falling down. It just looked baggy. Just this one little detail. Everything else fit perfectly. And so I didn't buy them. But I did think, I'm going to see if I can find a sewing pattern that I can make that out of. And I found Simplicity 9785 and I went, they're the ones that are going to look great in tencel. Anyway, I didn't have any tencel at the time, but I did have this lovely lightweight denim from Fabric Godmother with these gorgeous sparkly stars on them. Now I did show this particular fabric in a haul video much earlier in the year and I'm pretty certain I said the one thing I wasn't going to make out of this fabric was pants. Now I have no intention of making pants out of this. I made pants. I made pants out of this fabric. These pants are a wide leg pant. They're really nice and floaty. They have got this split on the side. I've decided to go for the view with the tie. They look great with a denim jacket and a t-shirt. Absolute dream stuff to wear. So these are my new favorite pants. I love my magic pants for different reasons, but I have no photos of them. I will get photos for you, get them on Instagram, and I will make a video on making these pants because I do actually have some really nice gray tencel ready to go to kind of really replicate those ones from Zara. Yeah, if they turn out like this, I'll be well happy. So yeah, if you have not tried these Simplicity 9785 pants, I highly recommend you do so because I love them. They fitted perfectly. I'll do a proper video in 2026. Next category up, we have hoodies, sweatshirts, and cardigans, and anything that's kind of similar to that. Surprisingly, I only made 3 things in this category so far this year. I was surprised by that because I have quite a few things on my makes list ready and waiting in the wings. I just haven't got around to them yet. So hopefully maybe in January, February, they might start surfacing. But out of the 3 things I made, my runner-up was actually the Arica hoodie, which is a styler pattern. This is it here. I made this quite early on in the year. It's a really nice lightweight hoodie. I made it in a French terry. It is a Nerida Hansen French terry and just really, really nice bold colors. I wear this a lot for taking the dog for a walk, going to the gym, things like that. Just sitting, working at my computer at home. It's a really just lovely hoodie. The instructions are great. The fit is really great. And you can also get it in a kid's size as well. So my Arica hoodie is my runner-up, but my big winner in this category was my pearl cardigan, which is a Tilly and the buttons pattern. This was an absolute dream make. It's taken me 2 years to get around to making it. I wish I'd done it sooner, but I mentioned that in my video. So if you haven't made the pearl cardigan, I do recommend just follow the instructions carefully, do everything it says, and you should get it across the line really, really nicely. The fits was spot on. I really like the fabric as well, and I wear a lot of brown. It goes really well with everything. Got some nice skirts as well, but mainly wear it with jeans. One thing to note though, it is kind of cropped, so I tend to wear high-waisted jeans with this one, otherwise you get a bit of a gap, which I'm not a fan of, but if that's the only negative I've got to say about it, it's an absolute winner. But yeah, this has been my favorite thing in that kind of overwear, kind of hoodie cardigan type category. So yeah, pearl cardigan by Tilly and the Buttons. Now, last in the clothing category is the everything else category that we haven't mentioned. Basically, I'm lumping them all in together. So we're talking outerwear, we're talking just unusual general makes, activewear, this type of thing. Ultimately, I have got 4 contenders for this particular category. And to be honest, I couldn't decide a winner. There was 2 absolutely amazing makes that they're both winners. We're having joint winners here. The first one is my Saint-Tropez swimsuit, which was amazing. I really honestly did not know how that was going to turn out. It's really hard to show you. Here's a picture. Here it is here. I've got the top here. I was amazed at how well this turned out. The pattern was absolutely gorgeous. Given the first time I sewed some swimwear, it wasn't great. I was a bit anxious about how this might turn out, but I was absolutely blown away. The choice of fabric, everything about it, I absolutely love. So if you haven't had a go at sewing your own swimwear yet, yeah, give it a try. Those in the Southern Hemisphere right now, it is the perfect opportunity to jump in. This is the Saint-Tropez swimsuit by Styler. It's a great pattern. Of course, those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, put this on your makes list for 2026. The pattern comes with the tankini version as well, so if you want a bit more coverage, the pattern's got you covered there, quite literally. But yeah, this was a joint winner with this one here, my vintage cloak. This was a labor of love, and again, thrilled with it. Like, these are 2 totally, completely different things. It was hard to choose. I so wanted that cloak that Claudia Winkleman wears in the Traitors, and yeah, I found this vintage pattern. It's a vintage simplicity, and yeah, it zips up the front. It's got this most beautiful lining in there. It took me a long time to make it, but the effort was definitely worth it. There's like all this bias binding. It's got a floating lining. Absolutely thrilled with this, and it's cloak weather. This December in the UK has been unseasonably warm. I haven't actually taken it for a spin yet. I might do so tomorrow. I'm going to take the dogs for a walk and wear this. When I actually asked Mr. Seams what his favorite make out of the year was, he actually said this. He absolutely loves this. Not only just the make, but also how I styled it. I've got a whole video of it. If you haven't watched it, I'll link it down below. It's really warm. This is 100% wool as well, which I got from Rainbow Fabrics, some dead stock at 70% off. It was an absolute bargain to make. I definitely had to give this one an award because it's one of my favorite things in my wardrobe. So the next category is going to award the best of the non-clothing things that I've made this year. And I've got 6 contenders for this award. I may have more. This is the area where I've probably made more things than I've been able to remember, but 6 in total are vying for this award, and there is a very clear winner. However, my runner-up for this one, I'm not going to mention it because it has a special award at the end. And because it has a special award, it's not winning this particular category. The winner of this particular category is my bestie bag. Can I just say that ever since I made this bag, it has been my #1 main going out and about bag. I've used it every single day since I've made it, and I will continue to do so. It is extremely durable, it looks amazing, and you can fit so much stuff in here. It is brilliant. So this is the bestie bag from Blackbird Fabrics, their pattern, and if you have not made this bag yet, I don't think there's many people out there who haven't, but if you haven't, definitely put it on your list because I love it. It is very much a kind of like a banana sling bag type thing. Nice big strap which you can just throw over your shoulders, whatever. It's going to be really nice and secure when you go out and about, but a massive big zip in there, and it's got pockets. It's got 4 internal pockets, none of them zipped, but they're really, really deep. It is also, sorry, I put my cardigan in there to give it a bit of oomph, but inside it's fully lined. I made my outer with this beautiful See You at 6 canvas with this dark floral motif in there. Inside I've got a lovely cotton lining in there. I've even got a little tag going on, but I have used this non-stop. I've just used a standard cotton webbing, just plain black webbing on here. I put a rose gold zip on there with a little sewing machine. As you can see, it's in use because I even have my hand sanitizer attached to it because I will be using this again tomorrow. That's tricky to get off. But like I said, an absolute winner of a make. Now I've made the large size here. It is just perfect for me. If you are a busy person and need to carry a lot of stuff around occasionally, this is the bag you want to go for. So if you're looking for a bag that's really durable and just an everything bag, I do highly recommend this one. You can make it in a smaller size. In fact, I have to make one for my daughter. She's requested one and we're going to do the smaller size for her. We just have to find some nice fabric to use for that one. So yeah, bestie bag is the all-out winner for the non-clothing category of sewing I did this year. So the next lot of awards are going to be a bit more out there, let's say. Maybe not your general typical awards categories, but recognition nonetheless. Now the first award in this category goes to the pattern which I really wanted to love but just didn't end up bonding with. And the winner for this one is the Honey Blouse by Fiber Mood. Now, I gotta say, I really enjoyed making this blouse. I like how it turned out, but there was a lot of things lacking on here which I think I could improve going forward. I made this at the sewing getaway I had at the very start of this year. A really great week away with other sewists, other YouTubers as well, and I had a lot of fun, and this was on my agenda. I think this turned out really, really nicely. This pattern drew my attention. I love the ruffle collar. I love the shorter sleeves. It's a button up. Everything about it just screamed Kate to me. I had a lot of trouble picking fabric for this one, and I ended up going with this viscose cotton, I think it is, which is a crafty pie. It just doesn't work for me. I'm not as happy with it as when I first saw this fabric. The other thing too is this is a very cropped, boxy fit. It's too short for me, and I'm short. It's going to be really short for a lot of people, but I really like the design and the top itself. So this is a pattern I really, really wanted to make. It is a pattern I still want to make. I just need to go in there with a lot more adjustments. So yeah, the honey blouse, great in concept, not the best in execution, but hopefully we can change that going forward. The next category is a fun one. It is my favorite fabric that I bought this year. Can you guess what it is? If you're a long-term watcher of Ripper Seams, you might have an idea what it is. Yeah, it's Liberty. It's this one here. This is the Heritage Gingham fabric in this lovely rosy colorway. This is on a hanger for a reason because I have this hanging in my office so I can look at it every single day. It is so pretty. It is destined to be the Alexa fill dress, which I mentioned in my video immediately before this one. Do check that video out because I bought the same print but in monochrome. The monochrome version is already cut up. It's ready to go to turn into a top. I've chosen a top for that one. It's ready to go. There will be a video on that one, but this one is still waiting for its final form, which will come in 2026. But in the meantime, I'm just looking at how pretty it is. This is a beautiful Tana Lawn Liberty print, and I just love it. I'm going to be heartbroken if this dress doesn't turn out. But in the meantime, it's like art hanging up in my office on the back of the door. I go and caress it and touch it every now and then. So yeah, favorite fabric. Okay, so this next category is really, really special because it is the make that impressed me the most. I'm like the type of thing where I just went into making it thinking it would be okay, but when the end result came out, I was just like blown away and so proud of myself for making it. And it's a bit of a funny one. This is the one where I said it was actually the runner-up for the non-clothing make. And I made it the runner-up because I want it to win this category, because ultimately I'm going to call this category actually best in show. The Devon of crufts, but sewing, you know? Bear with me with this one because this is one you haven't seen yet. I've literally only just finished it this week, but I'm in love and the whole family is in love with this. And I'm really impressed because I self-drafted it. Yeah, but it's not clothing, so don't get too excited. These. Can you tell what it is? I've got a video coming about my sewing room, but long story short, we redid our kitchen earlier this year and we ended up getting new benches for our kitchen, and the benches were hard because they're wood, and who wants to sit on a hard bench? So along with the benches, we also ordered some cushions to go on top of them. They looked really nice, they looked really comfortable, they looked squishy, they tied on, they'd be secure, perfect for the benches. They turned up and they were horrible. They were cotton, but they felt really scratchy. It was the wrong shade of grey. When you sat on it, it was so bumpy and knobbly and very, very uncomfortable. The complete opposite of what you want a bench cushion to be. Having looked at this, I could do a much better version of that, as we do as sewers. And my family put me to the challenge to do that. That was a good 6 months ago. It just so happened that I had recently seen a pattern by Merchant & Mills for a quilt/sofa topper. A really nice padded topper, which had this really interesting mattressing type quilting technique to kind of bind it all together. And I just loved it. I thought, where can I do that? I thought, you know what? That might be the perfect thing I want for some nice rustic looking bench cushions for the kitchen. So I got the pattern, and the pattern was nowhere near the dimensions I needed. So I had to come up with my own dimensions, figure out how to translate that nice technique of the mattress quilting onto some bench cushions, which were a lot smaller, a lot skinnier. But on top of that, they were bench cushions. They needed to be secure. So I needed to put some straps on there, which again, this wasn't a pattern. So I would say 95% of the pattern was my own creation, and then inspired to quilt it using the technique that Merchants & Mills had in their pattern. But on top of that, I wanted some really nice, rich, unusual colors to go on these benches, something that tied in with the look of our kitchen, that kind of really nice vintage, rustic-y look. And Merchant & Mills are perfect fabrics for this. So I ended up getting this really nice linen for the top. This is, I think it's their peppercorn colorway. So this colorway is like a really nice green complemented with this like clay pink type colorway with the stripes. On the reverse, I did a different colorway altogether. This is a linen cotton, but it's the same shades. It actually complements it really nicely. I just wanted that nice contrasting look. This was going to be the top, this underneath. There is 2 layers of wool batting in between that, but when I first got it in and started testing it, it wasn't thick enough. So I did go for a synthetic core to this, which is a little bit squishier. And then I set about making this a good 5 months after I had bought this fabric. It's been sitting here along with the wadding, taking up space forever. And then of course we're having guests for Christmas. Nobody wants to be eating cheese or turkey or anything on a bare wooden seat, so I kicked into action, made these. The issue being is we tested these on the benches. They weren't squishy enough where you could still feel the hardness. So along came phase 2. The bottom layer. So this is an additional layer. It is the same fabric as this back thing. It's a cotton linen, but it's in a much darker colorway. So this is a black and a green. So again, complementing these colors. So I ordered some 1-inch thick memory foam, cut this to the same size as our bench seat, and then figured out how to make a boxed cover to cover this up. So all of this was completely drafted by myself, measured up. You'd think it was pretty straightforward. It did tax my brain a fair bit, but together these in my kitchen look stunning. It really complements the other bench that's in there that is actually upholstered. The green and the pink just fits in perfectly. This ended up turning out a lot better than I had in my head. The whole entire family loves it. It's really cozy. The addition of the memory foam is just perfect. It's the right level of squishiness. Yeah, I'm just over the moon. So there's a long story short about these bench cushions, but I love this effect of this mattress quilting on here. This is actually done with linen thread to create these little tiny dots in there, all perfectly measured out and executed. And yeah, I'm just so happy with what my brain did, basically. So yeah, I'm going to award this Best in Show because it's the thing I'm actually most proud of, because it came out of my own head. A little bit of inspiration from Merchant & Mills. This is so much better than those original lumpy bench cushions we bought from the store. No comparison whatsoever. And these are just so unique and lovely. So I really recommend going and checking out the Merchant & Mills homewares patterns that they've got on their site. There's some really lovely things in there, and they can really be inspiring to do something in your own home. Yeah, so this was a totally unexpected make for this year. The whole entire kitchen mini makeover was unexpected. This just ties everything together. I'm so proud of it, and it makes sitting in my kitchen so much more enjoyable. I got to admit, I spent a lot more money on these than those original cushions, but it was definitely worth it. So those are all the big major sewing awards for Ripper Seams in 2025. I had a lot of fun sewing this year. I'm so proud of everything I've just shown you, and so many other makes too as well. So thank you so much for coming along this sewing journey with me this year. And that leads me to my last awards category. The next big winner is you guys. Thank you so much for supporting my channel, for all your likes, your comments, your watches, your just general engagement overall. It's been so fun interacting with you, so fun meeting a lot of you in person as well over the year. I can't wait to do more of that in 2026. So keep the conversation going, keep watching my videos, and I really appreciate it. Obviously, the pinnacle of the year was at the start of November, where I hit 10,000 subscribers. That was absolutely amazing. So I'm absolutely chuffed with that, and I'm looking forward to growing my channel even more. So those are my favorite makes for 2025. Let me know down in the comments which were your best makes for the year, those ones which deserve their own little award, and which ones you're most proud of. I'd love to know what they are. As always, if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up below. Do subscribe if you haven't already. And ultimately, this is me signing off for 2025. I wish you a wonderful week of sewing, and that you get all those last minute makes done. And I'll see you in my next video in 2026.